in education reform, which specific proposals are you hoping to move, and how will you resolve the stalemate that has plagued that education issue?
I think it's important that we address what's happening in the Kansas City School District and St. Louis City School District. Just recently, the Kansas City School District became unaccredited, and so we have started work. I'm talking about Senator Pierce and some other members of the legislature to come up with a plan so that those students that have been in a failed school district now for many years will have the opportunity to get a world-class education.
What is the plan?
Well, there's several plans. I think the plan that has been discussed most frequently, and of course I haven't talked with Senator Callahan about this because it's certainly his area, and so we need to have discussions with him. But there has been some talk about surrounding school districts taking over portions of the Kansas City Public School District and managing those areas. Somewhat similar to a greater degree than what Senator Callahan had a bill, Vic, 3 years ago, where some of the Kansas City school district was taken in by the Independence School District, and I believe that's worked well.
What about St. Louis? Does that same principle apply?
Well, in St. Louis, I think the discussions are not as far along as they have been in Kansas City. You need to speak probably with Senator Pierce and Senator Cunningham, but we haven't had ongoing discussions because the law says that those students in unaccredited districts can enroll in adjoining districts there in the county, and so we're trying to develop some type of plan to make that work so those students can get a good education.
You say it's fair to say that neither the so-called Turner fix or changes to the foundation formula will pass the House without those aforementioned items such as charter schools or tuition tax credit?
I don't want to draw a line in the sand, but what I'm telling you is I think they should be connected, and that's my intention.
On the charter schools, are you proposing to do that statewide? Is when you're talking about expanding them?
Well, you know, is Scott here? Well,
On the bill.
okay, great.
You know, the bill that we had last year expanded charter schools in unaccredited school districts as well as provisionally accredited school districts. And that will be a starting point for this year. We may scale it back to just unaccredited, because it barely passed the House last year and it didn't get through the Senate. But I think what the Speaker has said is that there are going to have to be other reform items that are going to be included in the entire package, because we can't go on having students in St. Louis City and the county now in St. Louis, as well as Kansas City, getting an education that's substandard.
What other reforms?
Go to the surrounding districts that suddenly might be obligated to take even more students than their current enrollment is.
Well, I'm in Kirkwood School District. I was on the Kirkwood School Board for 12 years. My brother is the president of the Kirkwood School Board now. And we're very cognizant of the influx of students that will come to the county school districts in St. Louis County. And I filed a bill last year called the Turner Fix, which is to limit the number to the space that the school districts had available at the time, just like they've been doing for 30 years with the BTS program in St. Louis County. So that will be part of this whole package.
Tuition tax credits on charter schools statewide, isn't, you essentially have a crisis in Kansas City and St. Louis with unaccredited districts. Isn't the time of crisis the time when people should abandon their preconceived ideas and be open to everything? Sounds like you all are already rejecting some of those ideas.
Well, I don't necessarily, haven't necessarily touched on how we've rejected ideas. I do think that there are problems with the tuition tax credit idea, particularly when you look at on the Kansas City side what's going on criminally with some of the folks that oversee the private schools there. I think that we have a caucus that is diversified on different ideas when it comes to charter schools, when it comes to some of these different aspects, whether it be virtual schools or whether it be some of the other ideas. We do have a diverse opinion inside of our caucus. We're not necessarily all in agreement on the exact same things, and that's what this party and what our caucus is about, is that we have all of those ideas on the table. We discuss them inside of our caucus, and we have those discussions, and we come up with the best fit for what we think moves forward. And sometimes it's going to be that people don't necessarily agree on exactly the role charter schools in the public education system, or how you do that. But those discussions will always take place.